Hi guys and gals, it's John
And Emily
from AFK Books and Records in beautiful Virginia Beach, Virginia. Laying it down with some Fela right now in the background. We'll get to that later, but we're pretty excited. We're kicking it off with this one for new releases. Starting tomorrow, Friday, we got Band of Horses, Things Are Great, their 6th studio album and their first record in more than 5 years. This album is a return to their earlier work and kind of raw ethos that lies at the heart of what we've all come to know and love about Band of Horses. This is a limited edition pressed to translucent rust vinyl, taking a bunch of pre-orders. These are going to go fast if you don't call dibs soon.
almost had a barking dog.
All right.
A dog just walked by and Jazz was like, she's good. She's a good dog.
Yes.
Next up is Lovage, music to make love to your old lady by Sonic Mastermind Dan the Automator Nakamura, recording under the guise of musical Lothario Nathaniel Merriweather, with the help of collaborators such as Mike Patton from Faith No More on vocals, Jennifer Charles on vocals, and Kid Koala on turntables. Serves as your personal guide to the sensual side of life, painting a satirical, darkly funny portrait of love and sex with left-field hip-hop and instrumentals as only he can do on Indie Turquoise. And press to order. Once they're gone, they're gone.
They're gone. They're out of here. Get them now. Next up, Nilla for Yanya Painless, the London-born indie singer-songwriter's powerful sophomore album, is a more sonically direct effort, narrowing her previous broad palette to a handful of robust ideas that Pitchfork calls a textual palace of wonders, and The Guardian calls a true original. This is a limited indie edition on cloudy blue vinyl with a DL, because we know you kids love those DLs. We got it.
Next up, we've got Kesha, Taking the High Road. Her 4th album, and not coincidentally, her 4th in the top 10. Her latest is described as primarily a pop, country, and classic rock record. So, pick your favorite.
You got it all there. Next up, Blue Lab Beats, Motherland Journey. Blue Note in the house, y'all. One of the fastest rising production duos in the world right now. They craft a supple, wide-ranging sound that blends boom bop grooves and jazz funk hooks, and have wide-ranging influences inspired by the pioneers of hip-hop and Afrobeat, including this gentleman we're listening to right now. This is a sound that tells the story of London of today while hinting at the future. Gotta be good. It's Blue Note.
And to what we're listening to, Fela live with Ginger Baker!
Ginger Baker! Ginger Baker!
One of my auditory serotonin boosters is Fela screaming, Ginger Baker!
Ginger Baker!
Anyway, it's impossible to go wrong with Fela's work from the 70s, and this album, which features the Afrobeat innovator backed by his powerhouse band Africa 70 and ex-Cream drummer Ginger Baker, is no exception. 50th anniversary reissue pressed to red vinyl includes the original 4 tracks plus 2 Ginger Baker and Tony Allen drum solos from 1978's Berlin Jazz Festival. Part 1 of the duet has never been pressed on vinyl, and Part 2 is previously unreleased. And the D-side has an etching of Fela and Ginger.
So sold. Next up, Mr. Johnny Marr, Fever Dreams Part 1 through 4. The legendary Smiths guitarist is back with his 4th solo album, which he says is his most ambitious solo album he's ever done. It reflects his multifaceted past, but takes his music somewhere startlingly new. It's great. We just listened to it. Unlimited indie exclusive double turquoise vinyl.
Next up, we got the Gizz, live in Melbourne 21. All your favorite Gizz, Aussie style. This Dragon Fury edition is pressed on 2 180-gram LPs and is blue, green, yellow swirl with red and orange splatters.
That's a lot of colors on one record. Next up, more Gizz and the Lizard Whiz, Teenage Gizzards, a compilation of early recordings dating from 2010 to 2011, including singles like Hey There, Ants and Bats, Sleep, and Summer, as well as the extremely rare Angel Sea EP. This 10-track provides a snapshot of a more raw and primitive KG before they morphed into the prolific, constantly evolving group we know now. This is a Fuzz Club official bootleg version. It's remastered by Brett Orison with exclusive artwork in reverse groove playback. Always fun and tricky, especially if you're not looking for it. It comes on 180-gram colored vinyl, which I think this one's blue.
Yeah, it is. We've got Lemonheads, It's a Shame About Ray. Their seminal album lovingly reissued for its 30th anniversary that includes a slew of extra material, including an unreleased My Drug Buddy KCRW session track from 1992 featuring Juliana Hatfield, B-sides and demos that will be released for the first time on vinyl, along with new liner notes and unseen photos.
Next up, what a great band, The Beths. Future Me Hates Me. The New Zealand band's highly acclaimed 2018 debut is an astonishment of road trip ready pleasures, each song hitting your ears with an exhilarating endorphin rush, just like Ginger Baker! Is definitely a store favorite, and we have it once again on limited blue-colored vinyl. Download is included.
Next up, we have Cecile McLaurin Salvant, Ghost Song. The Miami jazz singer's None Such Records debut album features a diverse mix of 7 originals and 5 interpretations on the themes of ghosts, nostalgia, and yearning, of which Salvant says, "It's unlike anything I've done before. It's getting closer to reflecting my personality as an eclectic curator. I'm embracing my weirdness." Woo! We're all about weirdness here. We're all weirdos.
Yes, we are. Next up, The Browning, End of Existence. The Kansas City electronic-core band's 4th full-length offering was not only written and performed, but also recorded, engineered, and mixed by mastermind and bandleader Johnny McBee. This 12-track opus tells a fascinating and fiery cataclysmic tale over a backdrop of chugging, detuned guitars, eerie electronic transmissions, and a guttural vocal gut punch. Pressed on red vinyl. Embrace your weirdness.
Exactly. Next up, we've got Grant Green, the Latin bit. The great jazz guitarist whose style is immediately recognizable.
Man, you should have seen Keith jump up. He stopped working. All productivity stopped. So, go ahead, try
Call
again.
it his meerkat thing.
Yeah,
He does
it was
it all the
definitely
time.
the meerkat thing.
Yeah, like I'll put music on and I'll see him like throughout the store and he'll just pop up and be like,
Yep. All the hairs
And
on
I'm
his
like,
arms
oh,
stand
it's-
up and he goes, "What is that?"
Yep. Anyway, the great. I almost said Gatsby. That's very wrong. The great jazz guitarist whose style is immediately recognizable explored Latin and Brazilian influences on this highly I'm so off on
Don't
this whole way.
apologize, just keep
I'm gonna
going.
keep going. This highly enjoyable 1962 album featuring Johnny Acia on piano, Wendell Marshall on bass, Willie Bobo on drums, Carlos Petado Valdez on conga, and Gavin Messo on checkeri. Quality guarantee, Blue Note, Tone Poet features
Kevin Gray,
yeah, you know.
Next up, Stromae Multitude. After an 8-year absence, the Belgian hip-hop electronic guitarist is back with his 3rd album featuring 12 tracks that mark the return of one of the most important artists of his generation. On indie exclusive on white, we have decided that his hair looks like a cheese wheel,
Yes.
which is a pretty cool effect. I like it.
So, yeah. You got a hat and a snack. Next up is Akon Convicted, the sophomore album from the global superstar that defined an entire era with club bangers like Smack That, I Wanna Love You, Don't Matter. Kept the album in the top 20 of the Billboard Hot 200 for 28 consecutive weeks, and it's on 2 LP.
That's a lot of weeks,
A
y'all.
lot of weeks.
Next up, we're going out to the Great Dismal Swamp or nearby.
Hey.
You ready for some Swamp Dog?
Woo.
I need a job so I can buy more autotune. At 78, the Portsmouth, Virginia native is as sharp of a singer and songwriter as ever. His raunchy yet charismatic sense of humor takes a more forward role on his latest with earnestly delivered lyrics that juxtapose left field humor with genuine messages of love, all of which prove he's still got it. And he's still getting better. This limited edition is pressed to pink wax with the download code. Portsmouth, Virginia, represent.
And it's my favorite album cover of all time.
It's a great
It's
cover.
So good.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Next up, we have The Darkness, Motorheart. Drop the needle anywhere on Motorheart and be instantly transported from this moaning and weeping vale of tears to Elysian fields of rock, where all hands are raised, the drinks, just as in the Club Tropicana of yore, are free, and everyone wears a pleasingly salacious grin. Does it rock? Is the sun hot? Has your partner's touch grown cold? The Darkness are the Orwellian boots stamping on the flaccid face of limp rock forever. On clear wax. And we didn't write any of that
We didn't
copy.
write any
I
of that
stole
copy.
it
That was from the
straight
band.
their website because it was perfect.
It was perfect. We really appreciate that. Like bands or marketing teams that try to describe music, they fail. So if you're going to do something, just come on, be ridiculous.
We get it. Everything's been done through lockdown now.
There you go.
Everything that has been written
Don't
and
mention
recorded in the
lockdown to
past
us.
2
We know.
years,
We
surprise,
understand.
it was during lockdown.
We know this information. Stop it.
It's not
Stop
a
it.
selling point anymore.
Come on, get crazy, get weird. Sabaton, The War to End All Wars, the Swedish heavy metal band's 10th studio album, also their 10th concept album about war. This time diving deep into previously unexplored atrocities of the English language. Previously unexplored apostrophes and quotations. Miracles and events tied to World War I. Limited Pacific Blue vinyl. Sabaton, Pacific Blue vinyl.
Next up is Motown, a symphony of soul. Features some of Motown's best known and loved symphony.
Oh, okay.
What do you think I said?
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Okay.
Give me a hard time.
Okay.
All right.
Now reimagined with new orchestration by the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. Dancing in the Street, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, Tears of a Clown, I'll Be There, My Girl. Not with horns and strings and things.
Talking about my girl. Tally Hall, Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum, a reissue of the Ann Arbor Band's debut. They're known for upbeat melodies and whimsical lyrics. They originally described their musical style as wonky rock, but switched it to Fab Blue after people actually started to define wonky rock, which they didn't like. This limited pinwheel edition is randomly colored with a tie color of one of the band members. You can see them here. Good luck. And it includes a poster. What a great cover this is. And I'm sure a cool poster. Yep.
Next up is Corrosion of Conformity, No Cross, No Crown. Another sweet repress from the North Carolina Rockers, highlighting the return of the classic lineup. This limited flavor is pressed on beer-colored vinyl and limited to just 1,500.
So that's what we got for new releases. We did get some key restocks back in, which we haven't showed yet. We've got Ritual de lo Habitual by Jane's Addiction back in the house. This was a limited color Rhino Records repress.
We have what might be my favorite Prince album.
Not mine, but it's good. It's solid. It's good. It's okay.
Kiss is just one of the best
It's pretty
songs
good.
of all time.
No bass, y'all. Speaking of lots of bass, Geddy Lee right here, Record Store Day. Back in the house for quite a while. This was limited to just 5,000. They just found some in the warehouse. If you want it, now would be the time to get it.
And then Daft Punk Discovery.
Finally.
We've sold like so many copies of this today.
Yep. It's crazy. We got more on the way.
Yep.
If you
One
want
more
that one,
time.
let us know. So we've been receiving a bunch of great used stuff.
Yep.
Thank you for the Record Store Day feedback, by the way. That was more feedback than we've ever gotten on Record Store Day, which really helps us.
Yes, it does.
We're done with the ordering. That is done. We ordered a ton, so we're super excited to see you on April 23rd. What else do we have information? I think that's about it. If you want us to hold any of this stuff, just call 757-962-1996, or you can message us right here and we'll give you pricing, whatever information you want. Just let us know. We're here for you. Have a great weekend. Hope to see you. Bye, guys.